Here's a dataset consisting of numbers. Let's say we make a bet using this dataset. The game is simple. Guess the first digit of a randomly selected number from the dataset. How would you predict the outcome of this game? You'd probably think the digits from 1 to 9 should show up evenly. There are 9 digits, so about 11% each, right? But is that really the case? Once the game begins, you might be genuinely shocked by what you see, because not all digits have an equal chance of appearing first. The digit 1 appears as the first digit nearly 30% of the time. Meanwhile, the digit 9 shows up first only about 4.6% of the time. How can this possibly be? This strange phenomenon is no mere coincidence. In 1938, physicist Frank Benford noticed something curious in the log tables he frequently used. The front pages, especially those starting with the digit 1, were noticeably more worn than the others. A mere coincidence? That seems way too strange. Benford grew suspicious and began analyzing actual datasets. He examined a wide range of figures, from the populations of US cities and river lengths to stock prices, molecular weights, and earthquake magnitudes, and uncovered a stunning pattern. The digit 1 appeared as the leading digit far more frequently than any other. As the digits increased, 2, 3, 4, and so on, their frequency dropped off, with 9 appearing the least often. Even more astonishing was the fact that this pattern wasn't limited to one type of data. As long as the data was naturally generated, not artificially made, the pattern kept showing up. It was a universal numerical law hidden within the way numbers arise in the world. This remarkable discovery would soon become known as Benford's law. But here's something worth noting. Benford's law only shows up in data that is naturally occurring. So what if a dataset doesn't follow Benford's law? That could mean the data wasn't naturally generated at all. Scientists began using this property to detect manipulated or fabricated data. In 2001, the Enron scandal rocked the world. At one point, energy giant Enron was considered one of the most innovative companies in America. But behind that flashy exterior was a completely different reality. Enron used a network of special purpose entities to conceal its debt and exaggerate its earnings in financial statements. This allowed the company to appear as though it was thriving, even though it was actually deep in the red. But Benford's law revealed the cracks in Enron's manipulated financial data. Mathematician Mark Negrini analyzed Enron's financial records using Benford's law and found that the distribution of leading digits was significantly off from what would be expected in natural data. His findings were soon reported to auditing teams and became a key piece of evidence in uncovering Enron's accounting fraud. Eventually, Enron's fraud was confirmed, and the company went bankrupt. To this day, the Enron scandal remains one of the most shocking corporate collapses in American history. Even beyond dramatic scandals, Benford's law shows up in all kinds of everyday data. So how exactly does this remarkable law work? Surprisingly, the reason Benford's law works is mathematically quite clear. Let's take a simple example. Imagine a town whose population grows by 10% each year. If the population starts at 100, it becomes 110 the next year, then 121 the year after, and so on. Now, what if it starts at 900? The next year it becomes 990, then 1089. See what happened? The leading digit has already changed to 1. Starting from 100, it takes about 8 years to reach 200. But from 900 to 1000, just 2 years. The larger the number, the faster it moves into the next digit range. In other words, numbers spend much more time starting with 1 than they do starting with 9. Benford's law arises naturally in datasets that grow or shrink proportionally, because numbers linger longer in ranges that start with smaller digits. Hidden among the chaos of numbers is an invisible order, a numerical connection that is the very essence of Benford's law. But there's an important caveat. Just because a dataset doesn't follow Benford's law doesn't necessarily mean it has been manipulated. If the data is too limited in range, too small in size, or follows a specific distribution, like a normal distribution, Benford's law may not apply. Of course, if you happen to run Benford's law in your company's books and the numbers don't quite match up, well, don't be surprised if the audit team gives you a call.